I would never have expected that an encounter with 7 male lions would teach me a life-changing lesson. In this video, I'm going to share with you what happened in that trip and some photography techniques for handling these wild situations. So make sure to stay until the end for some footage of lions that was endearing to my heart. I'm Tim Manley, a former bioengineer turned wildlife photographer. Since the beginning of 2023, some family issues and work stress were driving me nuts, and I was completely burned out. With a lot of fear, I almost cancelled the Tanzania trip. But I thought, what the heck? I needed a break, and I took off for Serengeti National Park for 2 weeks, thinking that I would just relax and not think about anything when I get there. When I got there, it was blazing hot. I forgot it's summertime and the park was quite close to the equator. So for the first few days, because of the heat, the lions were napping all day, and I was like, great, no good pics for me. It's okay, I would just be a tourist and just enjoy the sighting. But then things took a crazy turn. In the afternoon of the 7th day, we saw a lion in a face-off with 2 cheetahs. Tension skyrocketed. I was so worried about the cheetahs. I couldn't even breathe. Fortunately, the cheetahs were able to run away at the last minute. We then followed the lion, and he led us to the biggest group. They call it a coalition of male lions we had never seen, all 7 of them. Our guides said that this was extremely rare. The light was very bright and harsh for photography though. After that lion reunited with his brothers, they all fell asleep in the heat, and I figured that was it. We drove around for a bit and decided to come back to the lions and wait not far from them. An hour later, it started raining. The first rain since I came. Some of the guests didn't really like to get wet, so our driver quickly pulled down the canvases to close the window openings. Within a minute, it was a full-blown wild storm that I had never seen. Our vehicle got hammered. The gusts were so strong, the vehicle started shaking. I couldn't help but wonder, are we even safe here? The wind blew open all the window canvases on both sides of the vehicle, and the rain was like buckets of water splashing right onto us. Within a few seconds, we were all drenched from head to toe. Our driver and everyone else were trying to hold onto the window canvases, trying to cover up the windows and stop the rain from coming in, while at the same time trying to cover up the camera equipment. So the canvases was like this. They were being blown inward. So this is the side of the vehicle. And we were all trying to hold onto this cover of the canvas, trying to tape the corner back to the Velcro onto the window, but then we kept failing. The rain together with the gust was like a fire hose aiming at our face. We could hardly see anything. It was a chaos. Everyone was in panic. So while everyone was bracing themselves, protecting their cameras, I jumped up, grabbed my camera, then kneeled down and climbed towards the open window, camera aiming outside. Immediately, the rain was like some angry people slapping on my face. I could barely see, and the wind was so loud it's like water boiling next to my ears. The cold rain also numbed my fingers. At the same time, the canvas dropped onto the back of my neck with muddy water flowing down through the opening of my jacket into my skin, and I love it. Everyone else in the vehicle was shocked by what I was doing. They must have thought I was nuts, but I didn't care. I felt that something must be happening outside the vehicle. To my surprise, the lions didn't back down. One of them even had his head raised up, like he owned the storm.
Yeah! Yeah!
His mane whipped, his eyes blazed, like he was telling Mother Nature, I am the king and you can't touch me. I've never seen something like that. I couldn't help but be moved by this scene. I immediately told everyone, guys, grab your cameras. This may be the best encounter ever.
And I'm gonna shoot and take shower later. Oh yeah?
That lion spirit ignited something in me and gave me confidence to speak it out. I knew I had to capture this moment and I don't want them to miss out.
How is your cycle looking, Erwin? How is your side looking?
Soaking wet and humbled, I felt so small compared to the lion's greatness. This particular lion, being smashed by the rain, suddenly got up and strutted around. Unfazed by the downpour, he didn't care a single bit, as if the storm was non-existent. I fought to focus my lens, wrestling with the wind and the rain, knowing this was more than a photo. My heart was singing and dancing. I've never felt such clarity. I realized I didn't need to go anywhere. That's exactly where I wanted to be. I turned around. Everybody were taking photos. We all had that crazy grin on our face. The photos I took were not the ultra-sharp National Geographic worthy shots I usually aim for. Typically, in a rainy day, I would use 1/160th of a second slow shutter to capture the movement of the raindrop. But in this kind of crazy storm, I had to up my shutter speed to 3/20 of a second to get a relatively sharp photo. I also stopped down, using f6.3 or f7 to overcome some focus issues by the rain. The downpour was like a whiteout. The wind was going nuts. But that wild combo actually made the photos look like painting. They are more than just photos to me. That lion, standing strong in the storm, saved me. He reminded me that even when life's storms are raging, that I still have a choice. I can be scared, or I can face it head on, just like how he faced the storm with pride, never backing down. When the storm finally chilled out, we saw the lions sit up, shake off the rain, and this particular lion started to walk to his three brothers. The brothers watched him with submission. Clearly, he was the alpha of the coalition. After they all reunited, they started running and playing in the open field and disappeared from the distance. On our way back to the camp, I was shivering like mad, probably due to a bit of hypothermia, but I couldn't stop grinning. That night, lying in bed inside my tent, watching a video I took before the rain, I saw their brotherly bond and felt it in my heart when that leading lion was reuniting with his brothers. Don't you think they have feelings? With their numbers dropping fast, from 200,000 to 20,000 lions in just a few decades, I now knew my mission. Use my art to help protect these amazing animals and tell their stories. If you like this video, you gotta check out my next video about another jaw-dropping encounter here. And type in the comment if you have had any revelations during some animal encounters. Remember to subscribe too, and I'll see you in the next video.
Just gonna head bump this brother.